Hey everyone, welcome back. I am back today. You guys, I am back today because it is the best day of the week. It is the day when I get to check out more RWBY Ice Queendom. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. So I watched the batched episodes 1 through 3 like the day that it was first released. So I have been waiting several weeks for the newest episode of RWBY Ice Queendom, and you guys, I'm beyond ready for it. I cannot wait to see where this is going. Already they have just really given us a few hints at just like what we're in for. And I'm here for it. I can't wait to see what they're doing. I can't wait to see what they do with content we already know. I can't wait to see where they're going in a more original direction. I'm here for it. So yeah, so last time was really good. If we're strictly talking about episode 3, then you know that there were some big moments for me personally in that. I will briefly get into just kind of where we left off and how I felt about it. But before we do that, I do just want to say if you are joining me early today, you know just what that means. That means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much. And as always, I'm sending up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in that description down below. And if you are joining me on those YouTubes, I hope you hit like and subscribe for me. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, guys, I was not ready for Penny, for cute little anime Penny. That definitely was a moment that I think they did a great job with it. I love that they still hit a lot of the same beats. You know, for the most part, I feel like they are mostly hitting the same big beats of the show while kind of like fleshing out earlier some things that weren't that way in the original. And kind of like other things are not making it to the story. So it's just kind of a, I'm curious to see, and I'm very interested to see the kind of retelling. Like, what did they look at and say, this has to be in there, we need more of this, and we're going to bypass this, you know? Some of it is just bypassed in the interest of like moving the story further along. I mean, obviously, we had 3 episodes to fit in like a lot more stuff. So like there were certain things that we had to like, we had the first meeting of RWBY and Weiss, you know, on the plane instead of when they get to Beacon and stuff like that, you know. There were things that were skipped for sure, but like you're not gonna be able to fit it into 3 episodes otherwise. So, but yeah, my heart was not ready for Penny. I'm so glad that they kept her meeting very similar and just like did the same thing with like the friend. And oh guys, I was not ready for it. I was not ready for it, but I loved it. And I think that one thing that is very, very important to note with Weiss being the next one that we have to deal with the Nightmare Grimm, is that they have specifically already said to us that the stronger your aura is and the more emotional complexities and issues that you might have, the far, far worse it's going to be. And I think our girl Weiss checks both those boxes. So leaving us with that kind of like horrifying image of being inside of her mind or wherever this is taking place with the Nightmare Grimm, it was quite a chilling place to leave us. And I feel like, okay, now we're really getting into it, you know. It was cool to see like how it was dealt with John. And another good thing that somebody else pointed this out to me is like at this point, Weiss has not really forged a lot of relationships yet. So having to rely on people who know you very well and care for you to come in and help you is going to be a little bit harder because we have not gotten to that level yet with Team RWBY. So yeah, so I honestly, I think it's going to be, I could just see it like taking a really dark turn really fast. And I'm definitely here for like whatever they're going to throw at us. So without further ado, what do you say we go ahead and jump in? to the next episode of RWBY Ice Queendom. Let's do this. What? Snowflakes for Weiss. Is this a dream? Is she having some, look at her in her little, look at her in her winter. Oh my god, her winter gear. I think we'd seen that before in the promos. Whoa! Yeah, yeah. So we are this. Okay, I'm very confused because hang on. Let me just check something. I'm very confused because when did we get into Weiss's mind? Like, I'm watching the right episode, right? Give me a sec. Episode 4. Yeah. Did we just start off and because that's not how we ended last time. Are we just starting off in Weiss's mind? Because, yeah, that is that. At this point in time, that is very much like Weiss. To just be... Okay. I guess we're just in Weiss's mind. I mean, of course we're on the right episode. Because we're current. Oh! We're doing pretty well so far, I gotta say. Oh! Is it a... Yeah, it's a schnee dust. Oh, okay. This makes sense. Because we already know that was, the conflict had taken a lot of toll on her. What? Oh, we kind of have to let this play out? Just company. Oh. This is terrible that this is what goes on in her head. That's awesome, by the way. Oh, now it opens up a door. That is the coolest thing ever. What? Oh, so we're doing reconnaissance. Okay, the coins. Oh. I see. Look at the hourglass. What? Oh. Okay. Yeah, Weiss kind of sees you as a boss. Yeah, she's buried deep in there. This is gonna be difficult. Are they? It's gonna be a little bit tougher. Yeah, and it's had a lot of stuff to burrow into. I've had a lot going on. Okay. Aw, she really does believe in her team. We haven't been together long, but this is still a meaningful relationship for... Yeah, let's do this. Also buzz, because you know I have to buzz. RWBY, be careful, I'm love. RWBY, be careful, baby. Let's not start saying things are easy. Oh, it looks like industrial. Oh, no! Nope, I'm not about that. But that's how she felt. How things work in her mind. Big Nicholas. Uh-oh! It's so much for not being noticed. It's backwards. She's not remembering all of it quite correctly. Oh! Ah! So cute! Uh-oh. She has a hard time letting people in. Loyal citizens of the Empire? Do we have a map? Oh, there's the map. Okay. Oh, so we're making it up as we go along. Lot of... Oh, God, no. The fact that he is living rent-free in her head that way boils my blood. Yeah, I was going to say Nicholas was the grandfather. This is like the propaganda going through. I mean, it's true about the grandfather, but... Oh, what? Is that a... Is that a bat? What is happening? Why would this be in her head if she didn't feel something about the way that they're treated? And he's always watching. Wait, what? This one looks different. Ah, it's Klein! 7 butlers because, yeah. I'm gathering an awful lot about the way that we think about things. Dopey Klein. So each one is a different, yeah, okay. Personality of Klein's. Who are the sillies? Oh no! They're the sillies! Why is Team Juniper? Yeah, except for Pyrrha though. Pyrrha is not a silly. Take note. And they're meowing. And they are meowing. Okay, there is just an awful lot. Oh, dummies lose the right to be schnees. Isn't that an interesting line? That's how she feels. Whoa, that was creepy. Oh, it says literal. Okay, guys, we took the shadow people a little literally in this, didn't we? And Nicholas is like the, almost like a god level, and Jacques is like the enforcer, who's always watching. And there's a bat. Is the bat Weiss, or is the bat has blue eyes? Whoa, okay, all right, okay. What? That's, oh, is that the mom? Oh, that's sad. Oh, and the mom's just a shadow because she's not even there. That, whoa. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, it's got to be... Do you know? So anyone who's not good enough is a dummy. Ah! No! Why are we all saying Big Nicholas? Is that like our salute? Wait, just stop. Even when you're a bat. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear. This is how her mind works. This is how everything... Oh. Look at how she looks, though. Big Nicholas being like the one that we owe everything to, and is that really how she feels, or is that how she's making herself feel. No. That's a very good analogy. It means you've made an impact, love. That's so cool. Okay. Oh, guess who's on the... Okay. Oh, I gotta say, it's a pretty boss look, though. It's pretty boss look. Oh, dang it. She's the leader of this empire in her. Or at least a commanding officer. Sister Winter. Let's take a look at Sister Winter. Whoa. Wow! Winter has no chill in this either, no pun intended. See, the thing is, Weiss, this isn't really you. Here we go! Here we go! God. I'm sure she's like immensely powerful in her own mind, you know? Last coin. Okay. Yeah, not before we take care of business. Ah! Oh, man. Oh! Please don't be the end of the episode. Oh! Why? All right, you guys. I could write you an honest to God full-length essay from a psychology perspective on what we just saw here. Because from big things like her father always watching, her father enforcing, this Nicholas being kind of the, you know, everything being done in the name of this wonderful company that, you know, and it's true that we know Nicholas was a pretty decent person who did start the Schnee Dust Company with a lot of very positive intentions. I think the line about dreams or nightmares being like sort of almost a combination or having elements of both truth and lies, I think that's a fantastic way to see this, because you can see there's some truth, there's some definite distortion of the truth, and all of it is kind of from Weiss's eyes in what she thinks she should be and what she thinks is really going on. So we have her as almost like this commander, this general in this empire. A lot of power, a lot of responsibility, but at the end of the day, kind of always on thin ice of like the little demon critter Whitley trying to dig up dirt on her, or her father's watchful eyes, always trying to keep her in line, always scrutinizing what she's doing. The mother who's just laughing and drinking and not even there. She's just a shadow on the wall. The fact that her mother is, I could write a thesis on this alone, that the fact that her mother is not even there. It's heartbreaking. It's really honestly devastating that like she's just a shadow in their whole lives. And the shadows of others, always whispering, always judging, always talking about the company, always like, it feels like everyone is scrutinizing her every move, whether it's her family, who she's like in this imperial kind of setting where it's like everything for the family, everything for the company, everything's a cog in the machine, and oh, the workers, this is the best way for them to live, because who wouldn't want to live as a cog in the machine of the beloved Schnee Empire? I mean, just all the like propaganda that you could tell she's been being filled with her whole life. The portrayal of the company as these wonderful, you know, oh, and the White Fang, how horrible, coming and harming us and killing people. And there are elements of truth in all of that. You know, there are elements of truth, and we know, like she has said, like, were you at those employees' funerals? There's been a lot of destruction. There is oh so much more to it than that. But from her perspective, up to date, that might not necessarily factor in. And again, I'll say she's being exposed to a lot of different ideals now. You know, the experience with Blake was a big, you know, it's all fine and good to say whatever you want about how things are until you know an individual's story. And then it becomes an awful lot harder to make those kinds of generalizations, doesn't it? Ruby, you know, being someone who is a silly, but although she wasn't there in the jail, but you know, I think Weiss's portrayal of her is hilarious, that she's like this cool, wild snowboarder. She just sees her as like this wild child, you know? But also like really cool. Like she wasn't portrayed as like you know, kind of a silly either. But I think she does kind of see, at first, Ruby is like this very like antithesis of everything, right? That Weiss has come to acknowledge as good. Yet, Ruby has made a real impact on her. And so has the whole team. And what do you do when something kind of goes against what you know, what you hold firm in? I feel like the initial reaction is to kind of double down. And I think that's what we're seeing here, you know. She is really like, okay, well, before anything can break through, all of those walls are going to intensify as a kind of gut reaction. The Jacques being everywhere, I can't think of it. You know what? That's worse to me than the Nightmare Grimm. I'll take the Nightmare. I'll take any of the spookiest Grimm any day of the week over Jacques with the eyes. No. Mm-mm. No, thank you. Whitley is a little weaselly bat. Oh, man. And Winter is kind of like this, well, we reference Winter when we need to make a decision. That makes total sense, you know, that she would act as almost like her reason, her logic, her conscience on, you know, what is the right action to take here. God, there's just so much there. I mean, so many details. I really could go on all day. And when I will have to rewatch it to edit it, I'm sure I'm going to pick out even more of just like, even the way that things are depicted. Did you see how all of the different Kleins were depicted? Did you see how, you know, most things were very uniform, but certain things in her mind, such as Klein, had this like burst of color and creativity. So that's interesting. I mean, there is just so much that you can just, oh, it's just ripe with things to bite into, emotion, story, plot-wise, character-wise. Oh man, guys, that was amazing. They dropped me into, I'm like, how did I skip an episode? I thought I was current. I, honest to God, did not see us jumping right into, like, there was we did not feel the need to, like, oh my God, Weiss is, nope. We already know that. We're in our minds. But I love how even now, like, the team really considers her one of their own. You know what I mean? But I think this is definitely going to be an interesting way to hash out some issues between Ruby and Weiss. Because I feel like Ruby was everything that Weiss was not expecting to make such a difference in her life. You know? She had a very, you know, it's almost like a very kind of rigid idea of what the world was and what her place in the world was and what was good and what was bad. And also Nora and Ren and John meowing. Okay, I can almost kind of see Nora and John because they're so, they have those very like over the top personalities. But why Ren? Really? Ren's a silly? I never got a silly vibe from Ren. Maybe she just lumps him in with, you know, the whole team. Although note that Pyrrha was not present as a silly. Like, I would love to see where Pyrrha is in her world. Undoubtedly a place of love and respect. Because I think that's really, I think that Weiss really admired Pyrrha. Just the meow, the meowing. The meowing. What do sillies do? They meow. Why wouldn't they meow? Of course they would meow. Alright, guys. Before this video just degenerates into a history of meows, let's wrap it up. That was great. I love it. I love the whole, I love it all. I love the ambiance. I love the vibe. I love the surreal quality. I love the outfits. I'm here for it, you guys. I am here for it. And man, they are moving too. Like, you got to keep up. They got into some of Xion's aura and semblance and not aura, semblance and ability in this one. So apparently they, in addition to being a nightmare hunter, they are able to kind of manifest things in dreams with the use of these coins, which is really stinking cool. And I really hope we get to see more of Xion's abilities, because I'm here for that as well. So, all right, guys, that was excellent. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time. You know I cannot take an emotional tour of Weiss's mind and endure that by myself. You know it's going to be sad. You know it's going to be great. You know it's going to be all of the above. Please join me for it. We will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.